We usually look at peace from the point of view of the conflicts between human beings. Peace is not only the absence of war, it's the creation of the conditions of harmony in the way people live with each other to allow for conflicts not to exist. But today we have a special Peace Day because it's not only about peace among people, it's also about peace between people and nature. People between people, peace between people and the planet. And the truth is that for now, probably more than 1 century, we have been at war with our planet. We have been undermining what is the planet in which we are supposed to live and the planet in which I am 70 years old, you are a little bit younger, but I also have grandchildren, and I want to make sure that the planet in which they will live will be at least as positive to life of human beings as it is today's planet. But this is not guaranteed. What we are doing today in the world severely undermines the health of nature, the health of our planet. We are at war with nature, and the problem with nature is that nature strikes back. Nature is angry, nature doesn't forgive. When attacked, nature strikes back. And nature is striking back. I was in the Bahamas last week. I've been in, and you probably have heard the news, in an island that had been absolutely devastated by winds with more than 200 miles per hour that stay there for more than 1 full day. The storm was moving just 1 kilometer per hour. It was staying and staying and staying and killing people and destroying houses and trees and everything. Nature is angry. And we need to make peace with nature. And the fact that we are not making peace with nature, and the fact nature is angry, is also creating more conflicts among people. If you go to one region in Africa, the Sahel, south of the Sahara Desert, you'll see that climate change is accelerating drought and desertification. You have farmers and herders that have been in harmony for centuries, but now, because of the lack of water and the lack of pasture, the herders are forced to move more and more into the areas where farmers have their own activities, and this is creating conflict between the two groups. And as they also belong to different ethnic groups and sometimes to different religions, this gets involved into a pattern of conflict in the region, and it helps the spread of terrorism in Sahel, becoming a threat to us all, because terrorism, as you know, became today universal. So peace with nature is the theme of this Universal Day of Peace, because it's essential to be in harmony with nature, and because it's also an important factor to strengthen the possibilities of peace among human beings. We will have a climate summit on Monday. And the international scientific community has been very clear. We need to make sure that temperature at the end of the century will not rise by more than 1.5 degrees. And that means we need to have carbon neutrality, net zero carbon emissions. We will still have some emissions, but we need the forests to sink carbon, and we need other effects to compensate it. We need in the middle of the century in 2050 to be neutral, and for that we need to do huge transformations in the way we farm the land, in the way we move, in the way we power our societies or develop our energy, and also in many of the things we do in our lives. So what is extremely important to see today is that even if governments are still lacking political will, even if we are still unable to make full peace with nature, there is a huge hope in what the youth is doing all over the world. And the youth is clearly telling my generation that we need to change course and that we need to do it now. And it's saying it in a very strong way. So your presence here today, like the millions that all over the world are demonstrating today in favor of peace with nature, your presence here today is very important for our work. I thank you very much for being here with us, and I wish you to be very, very clear when you talk to your friends, when you talk to your parents, when you talk to the leaders of your communities. You want peace with nature, because without peace with nature, we will not be well. We will be doomed, and your generation will suffer even more than my generation. So your leadership is essential to make sure that my generation does the right thing. And there is still a lot of resistance to overcome. I count on you. All the best. Good luck in your very committed engagement towards peace, peace among people, and peace with Mother Nature.
Thank you very much, Secretary General.